Okay, and welcome back to the Tackle King shop YouTube channel. I'm still hoping to get out fairly soon to do some testing of those gummy worms that we made up a couple of weeks back. But getting that holy trinity of work, tides and weather all combining into a good place is not easy. So today I'm going to do a quick demonstration of me tying up my favourite fishing rig, which is a 2-hook rig. I don't use connectors, T-connectors. I just use the, there you go, you can do it, T-knots for my line. So I'll quickly run through that. But as I say, getting the work, tides and weather together to go out fishing is not easy. So hopefully there's a little bit of news on that. From about mid-June onwards, things are going to be a lot easier. Because at the moment I work part-time and that helps support the profits from the website Fishing Tackle Shop. It is picking up quite well, and what I'm going to be doing now is I'm actually working my notice on my part-time job, and I'm working my way through get my private hire license, so then I can do Ubering. And what that means is I can concentrate more on the shop and then go out as and when to earn money in Uber, and so I'm not going to be quite so held up by, I've just dropped my rig, I'm not going to be quite so held up by the tides there, because I can work around that, because you can just go on and off whenever you want through Uber. So that's the plan. Hopefully by June we'll be able to do that. And that's going to give me a lot more time to concentrate on the website and sales, and also going out fishing, which is basically what it's all about, really. But anyway, let's get back to today. Today is a tutorial over my favourite sea fishing rig. Right, so this is what I use. My rod is rated for 150 gram weight, which is about 3 ounce, 4 ounce. So for me, 30-pound leader is more than enough to cope with all the gravity in casting of the weight. So on my main line, I've got a 20-pound main bulk line. Then I have about 30 foot or 30-pound shock leader, and then I've got my rig. And my main line on the rig is a 30-pound rig. Now I'll start off with just a simple connector, which I just put onto a loop which I have tied onto my shock leader, so it makes it easy enough to pull on and off. Then I have a 17-pound hook line, and that's done with a T-knot. I prefer to use knots than connectors, metal connectors. And on the end I've just got a standard sort of 1-0 hook. I will debarb it. I don't like using barbs. I normally debarb using a pair of pliers and just squeeze it off. So that's my second hook down there, and on the bottom I have another hook. Now normally where I fish it's quite snaggy, so I'll use a rotten bottom connector and a 10-pound weak link line weight. I quite like these clips. I just clip that onto my rig, and the weight goes on there, loop the weight on there, and then just connect up like that. So when that hits the water, it pushes up that, the weight falls off, and if it snags up, I've got that 10-pound weak link, so I don't lose my rig. So that's quite a nice setup. So that's my favourite setup, and let's see how I make it. So we'll start off just with our main leader wire. I'm just using a 30-pound leader. I'll just do a full arm outstretch, and then we can just cut it off. Next leader is this £17 which I use for my hook line. So I normally do about a foot, and as I'm doing a 2 hook rig, I'm just going to cut off 2 about a foot wide long. So that's my line sorted. So this is our £30 line. It's mainly the line, and let's just make a little bit of a hoop like that. Then with our £17 hook line, we go in from the bottom. You have to excuse me. And then around, and then in from the top. You know, it's a lot easier when you're not doing it for the video and try to have a clear shot for the video. So once you've done that, you should have your line like that. So in from the bottom, around, in from the top, and pull, and you'll get that. So we want a little bit more line than that for our winding. So that's looking quite nice. But now what we want to do is put our finger through that area, which is the loop of our main line. And then with our long tag end, we want to go around the 2 lines of our leader about 20, maybe 30 times to get a good T-knot. So let's get started with that. 1, 2, 5. Now you're probably going to say that it's probably going to be quicker and easier just to use a metal T-connector, and I'm going to say yes. But I actually quite enjoy tying knots. It's part of a fishing skill craft and field craft. So I'll often just sit down in front of a TV or a YouTube video, and I can make a 2 hook rig in about 20 minutes or so. On occasions I'll just try and push things up a little bit just to tidy it up. Try not to overlap too much, because that'll impact the appearance of your knot. So once you've done 20, you can then bring your tag line back up through the hoop that you have your fingers on. And then slowly just bring that knot together. And just add a little bit of a saliva as you tighten up. And as you tighten up, you can see that your hook line is just zip that off, is set apart from your leader line. So I need to just set this hook now in its place on the leader line, because otherwise it can slide up and down. So let's just do another loop on your leader line and just 5 or 6 turns, and then in that hole there you can just put a hook line, and then slowly just making sure the knot goes through. And then we can just slowly tighten this up. A little bit more lubricant, and let's just tighten that up. And that is my, there's my T-knot. That's my T-knot. And it's on, I do that twice as it's a 2 hook, or I could do it 3 times if I want to do a 3 hook rig. So once I've got my lines all done, let's move on and do the hooks. Okay, so what I'm going to tie on is a 1-0 hook. What I will do before I use this, I'll get a pair of pliers on and just press out or squash out that barb, because I'm not really into barbed hooks. So I'll sort that out. So put my line through, then back through to produce a loop, which I bring alongside the shank, just down there. And then with my tag end, I just wind it round half a dozen times or so. And then it comes down and back through this hoop, and I just tighten up my line. Like such, and then just snip off. That's the one. So let's just put the other hook on. I've got a bit more length on my hook line. This one's a little bit better and easy to do. Move it down to whereabouts I want, and I'll go on my hook line. Bring it through, lay a hoop along the shank, wind it line around the hoop and the shank a number of times, then back through the hoop and tighten up. And snip off. And again, as I say, I'll make sure that the barb is taken off. So all that's left to do now is to do my 2 connections on the end. Right, this is fairly straightforward. I don't play around too much. I'll just do straightforward uni knots. So in again, make sure I've got plenty of space. Do a half-inch knot. Half-inch knot. And then with this loop, just pass it through the connector and then just tighten up together. Not always easy to do these thicker lines, but I'll just do that on both top and bottom. And that's my favourite 2-hook rig. Okay, so that's it. That's my my favourite 2-hook rig using T-knots. I might do some more demonstrations of me rig making. I'm going to get a better black surface or some way of tying up the knots so you can see it. I'm not sure how well it's going to turn out, but I do like that. I prefer to tie knots than I do using metal bits. I just part of fishing really. So that's it for today on Tackle King YouTube channel. Next couple of weeks we're not going a little bit quieter, so I really hope to get out now to do a test of those gummy worms, and also in the next couple of weeks I'm aiming to get over to Ogmore Bay to do some fishing. I've been visiting there but I've not fished there, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But until next time, please like, subscribe and share, and until next time, tight lines.